welcome back to the channel, and it is a right pretty day out today. It's not too sunny, not too cloudy, not too hot, and not too humid. And we're going to fish a spot that I have only seen a couple of times in videos, a few pictures of, and it's about an hour away from where I live at. And I know right off the bat that my chances of catching something big probably aren't there. Definitely a spot for panfish, which is fine with me. There's a couple other places not too far from where we're going to that I might be able to do an extra video at or use as a backup in case this place doesn't pan out. But we're on our way up there. We got a little bit to go, so we'll see you when we get to the spot. Here, and I'm surprised that I haven't fished this before because it's not very far from another place that I tried to fish and ended up not making a video out of. But this parking lot kind of confuses me. Like, some of the parking is like this and then the rest of it's asphalt, but this actually looks pretty cool. It's almost like brick molding but filled with gravel. And well, I suddenly have to pee, but that's neither here nor there. But we got about a quarter-mile walk to where we're going to fish this little creek, so I'm packing fairly light, at least compared to what I normally carry. Like, I don't have any of my bass gear with me, like none of the swim baits or crankbaits, nothing like that. I'm only taking the one rod, so a little 6.6 ultralight, 1000 reel with some 6-pound braid, and that's about it. I mean, I've got more than what I'll use, let's be honest about that, but yeah, I'm not carrying all my stuff like I usually would. You know what's frustrating? I just realized I walked like 1/8 of a mile in the wrong direction. Yeah. Anyway, we're just about where we actually want to be. Alright, well, we're here. And now the problem is figuring out how to get down there because I'm not nearly as agile as I used to be. But I think I already see a couple of fishes swimming around down here. Now, this is really all we've got to work with right here, but I seen another place on down the way that looks promising. I didn't really go down there and look and see what kind of bank options we got, but I'm gonna try to get down there without dying. All right. This is 100% not a comfortable place to stand and sit, but we'll make it work. I'm gonna start out with a little 3-inch trout worm on an 1/80 ounce jig head that I was using in a previous video. The ultralight wacky rig. Alright, well, that seems to be floating, or that seems to be a little bit too light, so we'll want to make it even worse. Cut down a little bit of that worm and just have a little jig, because I was getting a couple of bites. It's just nothing big enough to get that worm. Hey, we've got fish number one. What it is, what it is. Dude, look at the gut on this little green sunfish. Man, that thing is cold. Tell you what, these little green sunfish are something else. Their mouth is bigger than their gut most of the time. Oh, okay. You got something a little bit bigger and didn't mean to beat you on the rock. Oh, it's a knot in my line. I thought I had a fray in my leader material. Itty bitty little rock bass. I'm gonna give this tiny little jig just a couple of more casts and then switcheroo to something else. That way I can get a little bit closer to that side over there. Oh, another fishy. What we got? And he got off. And he'll make it back down. That was a teeny tiny little rock bass. And this is pretty much the end of the portion of this video where we're fishing a spillway, and you're about to see why. Little creek chub. I think we're going to move on down. Well, unfortunately, that spot didn't last very long because these freaking kids that came down and decided to walk across the spillway, ruined the whole spot. Because one of them slipped and fell down the spillway. But anyway, we're going to fish along this bank here, see if we can catch anything, because this looks promising. It smells amazing because of the coal and tar and stuff like that that's stuck to all this wood, which, judging by how rotted a lot of these timbers are, I would hope this is not actually in use. Got it. It's wrapped around one of those posts. But what we got us here is a fine specimen of a bluegill on that little wacky rig, or at least the piece that was left over from when I started. And man, these fish are cold. I know the name of this creek, but I don't have a clue of where it comes out for it to be as cold as it is. But it is definitely a pretty little creek. It's relatively easy to access. I don't know how much farther down that way I can go, but I have a little bit of room between here and the spillway that I can fish, but I don't know how easy it is to access it besides, oh shoot, besides this little point right here. Alright, now I'm getting frustrated. I know there's at least one little bitty creek bass right over here behind this stump that is plenty large enough to get this down. It's just tricking him into doing it. Well, you're not what I came or cast it over there for, but we'll take you. Well, you're snagged. I can't count you. That one was snagged like right above the eye. Hey. Thought that one missed it. Chill out, chill out, chill out. Our little gill. I was kind of hoping that the bass that was right there underneath him would have got it, because it's not a huge bass, but it would be a fun size one. I kind of wish I had a really small, like, topwater frog that I could work across some of these little cheese mats. Oh, didn't even feel that one pick it up. I just saw her, felt my line swimming away. It's a decent little bluegill. But yeah, there's several bass over here underneath this bridge that are very, very nice, at least in relation to the size of this creek. Let me re-rig that because that's tore up pretty near bad. whale poop. Nothing seems to be down here on this end, which sucks because it looks good from a distance. And what else sucks is there's a fairly deep pool just on the other side of this tree that's across the creek, but I do not see any access to that, and I'm not getting out in that water because it's a lot colder than I want to deal with, and it's a lot deeper than it looks. So I guess we'll go back up here to the bridge and harass these little bluegill and see if we can con either one of those bass to bite. Gotcha. He ain't real big, but I seen you swirl at it when I first cast it over there a few minutes ago. Chunky little green sunfish. Now, I knew ahead of time coming down here that I wasn't going to find anything impressive, but we're not getting skunked. That is all that matters when you go fishing. Hey, we got something decent here. Did we get the bass? We certainly did. Big fish of the day. Not a monster, but daggum, he been eating good. Dang, that is a pretty fish. That thing is just built all the way around for such a smaller creek bass. Dang, that is a pretty little fish. Let's get that one back. I'll show you real quick what I caught that one on, because I got rid of the little piece of a wacky rig thing that I was using. Same jig head. It's a little 1/80th ounce mule fishing jig head with the Dakota Sunrise horsefly. It's kind of jacked up, but that's my fault from the rigging. But anyway, it's kind of a, well, I mean, it's a fly imitation type thing, but you could work as a crawl and a pinch because of those little fingers. But top link in the description. Get you some. That helps channel out. I honestly thought I was stuck when that one bit. Got it. Gotcha. I don't even know how many we've caught. I know it ain't many. It ain't big, but that's besides the point. Little red breast. Tons of color in it. Skedaddle. There is one bass that's kind of going around all this stuff right here that's probably 12 or 13 inches. But it ain't looking like he's interested in something this small. Gotcha. Another little bass fish. I watched that little dude come up and, whoo, hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now. Beast. You know, these guys in the Elite Series, they just can't handle this. Skadoosh. I would put a very, very small split shot on if I had something with me, but I don't have any small enough to really work with that. It'd get too much of a fall rate. Got you. Barely, but we got you. Show you here in a second if I can calm this monster down. What we did. Little gillikin. But what I did is I've got some of these Wheeling Lures trout fly thingamajiggers just weightless on a little bait holder hook. That's what they look like. Just setting them down there weightless. I can't get but about 10 feet worth of cast out of it, but I'm just letting it fall, giving it a twitch every now and then boom, missing a fish. And that was a good red breast too. Gotcha. Oh, had you. Did come in contact with it, but it was a little green sunfish, I believe. Well, I didn't cast where I wanted to cast, but it paid off. little red breast sunfish. What I did there was I was trying to skip underneath this little gap between these two pillars here, but accidentally went over it. And as soon as it hit the water, I seen a bunch of fish but as soon as it hit the water, there was a bunch of fish just left this mossy crap and was all over it. Hey, you caught something here. What it is. Creek chub, one of about 9 billion of them. No, actually, I'm wrong. That is a common shiner. Dude, there is so many of those shiners. Like there's thousands of them. What do we got? I'll take these big old shiners if that's what's biting, because they're super aggressive. Another just a good shiner. These things make really good bass bait and catfish bait. Hey, we got something decent here. Come on. Oh, you turd. You goober. That's just offensive. That was a big, either bluegill or red ear sunfish, and it got down to this one little stop that's right here underneath the water and got wrapped under it. And yeah, that's the end of that. So I think what I'm going to do is what's probably going to annoy the crap out of me, and put a little Panther Martin on. That right there won't give me as much fuss as far as all the hooks getting in their mouth and taking unnecessary amount of time to unhook them. So if I'm being honest, I don't particularly care for treble hooks, period. Well, the rooster tail didn't last long. There wasn't much of nothing showing any interest in that. And by the way, this little tackle box that I've been getting stuff out of pretty much the whole time is my little mule fishing tackle box. Link in the top of the description, so check that out if you want to get you one. Oh, I still got it. Still got it. Dang, these are some pretty fish too. And they got, like, for their size of their body, they've got a freaking huge mouth on them. Like that right there is about the size of a dime. They've got plenty of real estate in their face for some relatively decent sized baits. That was quick. As soon as it hit the water. Tell you what, if you're just looking for numbers of fish and you can get lucky and get into a school of these little common shiners, tell you what, you will not be disappointed. The fight sucks on them, but they're super aggressive. Another one. I will take numbers of these things all day long, even though they don't put up a ton of fight. So, yeah. Catches are catches. Another shiner. Gotcha. Another common. I'll just screenshot one of my other ones. Man, them are some pretty fish. Well, get you back. Dude, what is this? Dude, that is a straight up mondo. It's not my biggest common shiner, but it is a freaking toad. That was fun. You know, those common shiners, they don't get much bigger than that, but they put up a fight. I mean, relative to their body size. Well, it is currently 3:58 p.m. I believe we're just going to give it about 30 more minutes and call her quits. Partially because I'm getting kind of parched. And this ain't been a bad little stop. There we go. Another little common. I think these things are like a wet spaghetti noodle too. Shell. All right, one more and we calling her. I think we're gonna just try to get one more and then call her quits, because they're starting to get a little bit smart for such a stupid fish. They're going up and down this little stretch of the creek and they're nipping at it, but they're not committing. It seems like they're getting farther and farther away. I mean, they're still kind of circling back and forth, but they're staying more down that way. So if we can get one, maybe two more, that'll be the end of it. Oh, gotcha. You didn't even bite. You just torpedoed it. You kamikazed it. And on that note, on that little last common shiner, we're gonna call her quits, cause I'm getting eat up by bugs, and we got a little bit of a walk back to the vehicular where there is liquid to be drank. All right, y'all, excuse the noise. My neighbor's pressure washing his truck, and for good reason. He likes to keep his rigs clean, and they are clean. Anyway, kind of surprised with, you know, how many fish we ended up catching down here on this little creek today. But I went into it knowing that there wasn't going to be anything like super impressive. But it was kind of annoying that as soon as I got there, these people decided to walk across this little spillway and unintentionally end up in the creek. but that's neither here nor there. They were all right. Nobody got hurt there, but anyway, again, the rod we're using today, 6'6", 13 fishing to 5 silver, ultralight fast, 1000 Sedona. This is the older model. I think this one looks a little bit better, but the newer model has some features that are a little bit more user friendly. 6-pound braid, 4-pound fluoro leader, and a majority of what we were using for the day was, get it untangled here, a little mule fishing, 1.2 mule minnow in the cowpoke pattern, which is this one here. It's like a chartreuse orange with some black flake, and then a 1/80th ounce jig head. This is a 1/64th, and we caught a good number of fish. Nothing crazy, nothing huge, but we caught fish, and that's all that matters. I probably won't go back to this creek until, you know, fall, once it really cools down, and see what it's doing then. But it's a nice little place. Anyway, if you want to buy any of the Mule Fishing Supply Company stuff like we use today, well, where is it? There it is. Click that top link in the description, and that's my Mule Fishing affiliate link. Hope you liked the video.